What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm down at Mooresville Ford and behind me we're going to take a look at the 2020 Ford Explorer. This is the 6th generation. Huge shout out to them for providing this SUV for me today. I'll have all their information in the description below. Definitely check out their website. They have a ton of inventory to choose from. But the model behind me is the Platinum trim level. It's finished off in rapid red metallic and has an MSRP just over $61,000. Under the hood is a 3-liter EcoBoost V6 engine, and this is only paired to the 10-speed automatic transmission with steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. This engine produces 365 horsepower and 380 pound-feet of torque. It is all-wheel drive with the optional 4-wheel drive engagement. Weighs around 4,300 pounds. 0 to 60 can happen in around 5 seconds. It has a top speed of 143 miles an hour. And with the fuel capacity of 20.2 gallons, you can expect to see 18 miles per gallon in the city and 24 miles per gallon on the highway. The wheelbase measures 119.1 inches. It has an overall length of 198.8 inches. The width is 89.3. It has a height of 69.9 inches and ground clearance is at 7.9 inches. Starting up front, this comes with LED headlights and LED daytime running lights. On the top section of the headlight housing, you will see the signature lighting. Those will illuminate as you walk up to the vehicle and unlock it. Right in the center is the large grille with unique shapes running throughout it. It also provides cooling to the engine through the cutouts, along with the center cutout in the middle section of the bumper. You can see right in the middle is the Ford logo, along with a forward-facing camera just underneath that. This also has 6 forward-facing parking sensors. In the lower section of the bumper is a nice trim piece that contrasts nicely against the black and red. Moving to the side, this features a set of 21-inch alloy wheels with a 7-spoke design. 4-wheel disc brakes are also on all 4 corners. As we make our way to the gloss black mirrors, they're heated, power folding, feature the integrated turn signal. There's a camera on each one as part of the 360-degree camera system, and an approach lamp underneath, so when you open the door at nighttime, you'll have an illuminating light, which is nice to see. The fender flares and side skirts are all blacked out. You can see Explorer written out in it as well, along with a chrome trim piece. Up around the windows, all of the trim pieces have been blacked out. And then as we make our way to the roof, it features roof racks and a full panoramic sunroof. There's also 2 very distinctive lines running down the side of the vehicle. There's one just above the side skirts, and then the second line runs the height of the door handles. You can see there's more chrome trim on the door handles itself, and it goes all the way to the taillights. And finishing up in the rear with the body-colored spoiler and integrated third brake light, this has gloss black trim pieces on each side of the glass, along with the wiper blade in the lower section of the glass to help improve with visibility. This features LED taillights, a backup camera with 6 parking sensors. It features a power liftgate. There's nice contoured lines running throughout the liftgate as well. You can see Explorer written out in the center on a nice chrome trim piece. Down below, this has a quad tip exhaust system with a nice trim piece connecting the two. You can see rear fog lights just above that. And with the Class 3 hitch, it can tow up to 5,600 pounds. So that is going to finish up with the exterior walk around on the 2020 Ford Explorer. Comment down below, what do you think of the overall styling of this SUV? I really like it. Red definitely makes all of the lines pop more. You can see all of the contours in the front bumper, especially running around the DRLs there. You have nice round lines going around the hood to the front section, so everything just flows really nicely. I think the outside has a really nice design to it. But now with the key, we can go ahead and check out the interior. One thing that I like is the remote start. It's very simple to use. You just double tap on that button there, and it will automatically start up, and then if you just double tap on it again, it will shut off. With the key in my pocket, as long as I place my hand on the door handle, the mirrors will automatically fold out and it will unlock. Starting with the door panel, you have a nice 2-tone design to it with leather on the top section along with the same color stitching. You have brushed aluminum around the release handle and it surrounds your lock and unlock along with 3 memory seat adjustments. This has a 14-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system with 980 watts. You have all of your side mirror adjustments here along with the window controls. Nice grab handle that cuts through all the way so you can really get a good grip. And you have plenty of storage space down in the lower section of the door. As we make our way to the inside, you can see Explorer written out on the door sill, and then taking a look at the seats, you can see Platinum on the top section here. You have more of that body colored stitching. These are heated and ventilated, good bolstering support to them as well, and they have an 8-way power adjustability with lumbar support. Once inside, we're greeted with a fully wrapped black leather steering wheel with black stitching that runs along the inside of it. Down below, this has a brushed aluminum trim piece along with a wood inlay that looks really nice. On the right side, you have all of your Bluetooth controls, along with a menu, back, up and down arrow, and an OK button in the center. These will control the center screen, which I'll get to here soon. On the left side, we have your volume for the radio, along with all of your cruise control adjustments and the adaptive cruise. And then this does have the steering wheel mounted paddle shifters, nicely placed behind the steering wheel. With the vehicle on now, we can take a look at the 12.1-inch digital gauge cluster. This is a very nice touch to see. On the left side is the miles per hour, along with the engine temperature. You have things like your outside temperature, your gear selection, and odometer, distance till empty on the bottom side. Fuel gauge is off to the far right side. And then right in the center, you can see the speed limit sign, along with a little runway there. That is for your adaptive cruise. There is a screen off and to the right side, which is configurable. Right now, we're looking at trip 1, your tire pressure. You have your intelligent four-wheel drive system, along with your fuel economy. If we just push on the menu button on the right side of the steering wheel, you can select what I just showed you by going into this screen here. If we go back, you can scroll through normal things like your audio, you have your navigation, you have your phone, different settings that you can see like your oil life, and then you have a display setup as well. Moving to the left side of the steering wheel, you'll see the button for the power liftgate. You have your headlight controls along with the fog lights and DRLs, a dimmer switch for the gauges. There's more stitching and leather running around this, along with a trim piece just above that. You'll see one air vent. Leather covers the entire dash. And then right in the center is the 10.1-inch screen. So the full name of the system is the LCD Captive Portrait Touchscreen. All of the buttons on the bottom are just like any other Ford. We'll start on the far left with the home button. You can see the navigation on the top. Phone is right in the center along with music on the bottom. We can go to audio and phone and just see those screens individually. You have navigation right in the middle. There's different apps that you can go into, and you have settings on the far right. So you can look at things like your Bluetooth, your Ford Pass Connect, you have Wi-Fi and voice controls, things like that. Your lane keeping assist, pre-collision assist, blind spot. You have trailer blind spot, driver alert. Just underneath that, you can see more of the wood trim around the engine start stop button. We have the power and volume for the audio, along with tuning on the right side. Pushing on this camera button here, we can see the backup camera pop up. There's also a top-down view on the right side. We can click on different buttons here to look at the forward-facing camera, and then 3 different split views of the front. If we go ahead and put the vehicle into reverse, and then clicking on these buttons again, we have the full screen, and then 3 different angles on the back screen. If we go to this one here again, you can see the guidelines turn with the steering wheel as well, which is nice to see. To the left of that, we have the hazards, along with being able to turn on and off the parking sensors. Right in the center, we have all the AC controls, so you have the temperature for driver and passenger. Fan speed is right in the middle, a couple other buttons around that. You have the heated and ventilated seats with 3 different settings, along with the heated steering wheel button right in the center. As we make our way down to this tray here, if we just push on that button, it will automatically open up. You have a 12 volt, a USB, and a USB-C, along with a good amount of storage space. And if you can see this little cutout here, if you have any electronics and you want to run the wires through, you can easily close this and have them charging at the same time. On the right side are 2 cup holders with a little storage spot for a phone or something like that. And then to the left of that is the rotary dial for your gear selection. So with my foot on the brake, we can easily put it into reverse, neutral, or drive. There's a manual button right in the center, so you can use the paddle shifters if you would like, if you're towing or something like that. Just behind that, we have the electronic parking brake, along with the brake hold feature. On the left side is your engine start-stop feature. You have traction control. This is your parallel parking assist feature. There's a downhill assist control, and then using this rotary dial, we can go through a ton of different driving modes. You can see there is deep snow and sand, there's trail, we have slippery, normal, eco, there's sport, and a tow and haul mode. So there are a ton of different options that you can use in this vehicle if you have to. Just behind that, we have a wireless charging port. There's leather on the center console along with more stitching, and then if we open this up, you have a little removable tray here along with a ton of storage space and a 12 volt. As we make our way over to the glove box, you'll see there's a good amount of room for anything that needs to go there. There's more leather and wood running across the middle section of the dash there, gives it a really nice look. We'll take another look at the seats. And then this does have the full panoramic sunroof. I have the sunshade currently open right now, so you have all those controls there along with the dome lights. Now it's time to take a look at the rear seating, and the door panel's finished off just like up front with the nice two-tone design. This has a manual adjusting sunshade, so if you need to lock that into place. Nice aluminum on the release handle along with a speaker, and you have a little bit of storage space in the middle section of the door, as well as some storage space down below. This is a 6-seater, so let's go ahead and hop in. Behind both front seats, you have a pocket here for extra storage space if you need to use that. There's a nice little storage pocket here with a kind of a barrier, so if you have anything that needs to go in there, it won't fall out. On the left side, you have a USB and USB. On the right side is a 3-prong household outlet. And then above that is all of the climate controls for the back seats, along with 2 settings for the heated seat. You have the power button right in the middle, along with the fan speed on the left side, and then you can adjust the temperature on the right. Talking about legroom now, I have the front seat set at my height, 5'10". Plenty of room for my feet. I have 6 or 7 inches in front of my knees, and then 2 or 3 inches above my head. What I like the most about these seats, however, is they slide forwards and backwards. So I can go all the way up if you need more room behind the seats, or I can slide all the way back. And they do recline as well. So just pulling on this tab here, you have the option to kind of hang out a good bit. And there's an adjustable armrest on the side. So you have 2 captain's chairs right in the center. Right in the middle, there are 2 cup holders along with a little storage cubby. And you have some slots on both sides for a phone or something like that. So before we get to the 3rd row, if you just pull up on the same button that recline the seats, they will fold completely flat, just giving you a little bit more versatility. We can bring this all the way back up and then push on this button right here, and the seat will automatically move forwards, giving you plenty of room to get into the 3rd row. You can see they've made this area here kind of a step, so you can easily walk on that and then hop into the back seat. So now that I'm in the back seat at 5'10", I have probably 4 or 5 inches above my head. My knees are right up against the seat, but I do have the seat all the way back. So if I had it moved up just a little bit, there would still be enough room for me and somebody in the middle row. So you can easily have 2 people in the back. As far as creature comforts go, you have a cup holder and a little bit of a cubby down here on both sides. There's also a little storage pocket up on the top there. And then you have some good visibility through that window and the back glass. And then to go ahead to get out from the back seat, I can just push on this button. It's as easy as that. The seat will slide forwards. You can push it just a little bit and we can easily get out. Now it's time to take a look at the rear storage space. There's 4 ways that you can open up this liftgate. You have the button on the key fob. There's one inside. You can push this button just on the right side of the R, or you can use your foot. A motion activated kick just underneath the bumper will automatically open it up. So if you have your hands full or something like that, it's an easy way to open it up. Now that we're in the back here, you have about 18.2 cubic feet of storage space with the 3rd row up. With everything folded down, it goes to about 87 cubic feet of storage space. So there's plenty of room, even with the 3rd row down and the 2nd row up. You still have a lot of room for anything that you need to put in the back. The back seats are automatic, so you have the left side, the right side. You can push and do both at the same time right in the middle, both down and folding them back up. Right in the center, if we pull on this handle, you have subfloor storage. There's a nice textured floor mat in the bottom, and you have removable trays on the left and the right side for even more additional storage space. So very nice to see that. You have a speaker on one side, along with 4 tie-down hooks, along with a 12-volt on the far right side, so definitely plenty of room. Up top on the liftgate, we can either close it or close and lock it at the same time. All right, so now it's time to get the 2020 Ford Explorer out on the road now. One thing that I want to mention I didn't see earlier is Explorer on the door sill actually illuminates in a nice kind of light blue color. Kind of hard to see during the day, but I just noticed that. So far, initial impressions, I like how high up you feel in here. The bulges in the hood, or the reverse bulge there, has a really nice look to it. You can see the entire hood, which is really nice. Gives you a really good view. So I might as well talk about the forward-facing visibility, or the visibility in general. Really nice out of the front. A-pillars are not in your way. You can see just between this side mirror and the A-pillar, a little bit on that side as well. And then for a 3-row vehicle, it's very easy to see over your left and right shoulder. The pillars in the back are honestly not that bulky. I can see right now through the rear view mirror, I can see out the back glass and that side glass in the storage compartment area. So I virtually have no blind spots. I've put a couple miles on it so far, and it's been really nice. It's absorbing bumps very well. It's a really smooth ride, very quiet on the inside. There's hardly any tire noise or anything like that. It's a very comfortable SUV to drive. I can see this being a good daily driver. And you have the option to get a 7-seater as well. So instead of having 2 captain's chairs behind you, you can get a 3rd person in the middle. So that just gives you a little bit more versatility. It's pretty crazy that I can fit in the 3rd row and be comfortable. I could last longer than 10 minutes, definitely. It's not crammed like that. I could probably go on a good trip in the third row and be comfortable. Everything has a nice premium touch to it. There's leather everywhere. It's down on the inside on the driver's side with the stitching. You have wood trim everywhere on the dash. Nice two-tone on the door panel. It really has a nice solid interior. You have brushed aluminum and aluminum trim pieces everywhere as well. So pretty solid with all the materials that are used. Leather on the armrest and the seats. And then let's talk about this portrait style navigation system. It's very easy to use. I just got finished driving the 2020 Ford Escape, which obviously does not have this screen, but it has the same layout. So everything was virtually identical. I could easily get used to it. So the fact that it is turned sideways doesn't really hinder its usability, but I think it's kind of neat how they integrated it to be sideways. Now that the vehicle has warmed up, we'll just give it a little bit of gas. Nothing crazy, just to get up to the speed limit. So not even half throttle, and we are up. For a heavy vehicle like this, that's pretty impressive. There was no lag or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and push on the M in the center there, and we're gonna switch over to the paddle shifters, drop it down to fourth gear right now, and we'll go down to third gear, just give it a little bit of gas. Wow, it pretty much has instant power, even from 40 miles an hour. We're gonna downshift again back to third gear as we take a turn. So just going normal speeds. It handles well for an SUV. So the last thing I wanna do before I give the car back is to do the parallel parking feature. So I have that turned on, I have the turn signal on at the same time, and it is going to search for the spot. It's gonna tell me when to stop when it has been found. Okay, so I need to stop, take my hand off the wheel, put it into neutral, and hold this button here at the same time, and then take my foot off the brake as well. So while holding the park button, it's automatically gonna do the steering wheel. So I'm not on the gas or on the brake, and it is easily putting us into the spot. It's gonna keep going backwards, it's put on the brake, it's moving forward. I didn't even have to put it into drive. That is very cool. So it is currently in neutral right now, going forwards and back. Finished, and that is it. Very easy to use. Well guys, I think that's gonna wrap up my walk around review and test drive in the all new 2020 Ford Explorer. Once again, huge shout out to Mooresville Ford for providing this SUV for me today. They are starting to get in a ton of inventory, so definitely check out their website. That will be down in the description below. If you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up, smash that subscribe button. I will see you guys in the next video.